And here come Williamstown. Shanks in the centre of the ground to Ghazi. Ghazi, little steps of his, and then he kicks along towards the Johansson area. Or is it Johansson? That's what Phil was alluding to. Anyway, they're kicked in towards O'Keefe. And he'll have the set shot from 40 metres out.
Well, he hasn't had a lot of the ball, Phil O'Keefe. You can see the stats there, courtesy of Paul Field. Our stats man will tell you that he's had 5 kicks and been a quiet player. A couple of nice tattoos there. Ross Booth can tell you more about those later.
I won't ask. Phil O'Keefe from point-blank range has kicked another Williamstown goal. She's just about all over bar the shouting. Just much neater, the Williamstown side, than the Coburg team. Coburg, plenty of possessions, but really there, Johansson sneaks it around, but it's smothered. Comes back to Johansson, who gives it to O'Keefe.
Much improved player, isn't he, Johansson?
Yes. Well, when you say that, Ross, I mean, he was a premiership player, though, wasn't he? You know, going back to 1990. But went missing, as someone said in the box. That's fair comment.
Yeah, clearing kick from Ingram.
Yeah. Advantage
against Solomon. Taken away by Marnie. Oh, Nicholson will be free kicked. Ingram furious.
Oh, probably furious about his teammate there. Really, that was quite a clear free kick there. Very lazy play. You see it there. That's Hildebrand, who's a pretty disciplined sort of player, but on that occasion, ordinary.
Passes on to Carrick. Oh, through the legs.
Skittle.
Baker almost got him high. Carrick out of trouble. Shoots on goal. Zeros is on the line. 2 Coburg players. At the fall is Aubrey. To Stanley.
Who kicks towards Solomon. He's got Weston on offer, and he finds him. Weston now bombs it long to the vacant half-forward line. Where's Alessio? Charging out from full forward, no doubt, but he got an unkind bounce, and Marnie kept his eye on the footy. Finds Kerry here at half-back, and Kerry has run over the line, I think, according to the boundary umpire. And Merv Kane, who gave a disciplined speech at three-quarter time. Seems quite an analytical sort of a chap.
Got a nice coach's box there now. I don't think they had that in past years. Must be this year.
They probably got someone sick of whinging about it, and you know.
Certainly, I was one of them.
Well, you were one of them, and the Williamstown trainers took me into the rooms and showed me their sauna and their spa. Oh, it's beautiful, but not the
about time. Visitors' rooms at Fair Income dungeon. You could, as Rob said, you couldn't swing a cat in there.
Bring me into it.
Benjamin pulled off the
maybe I just thought you were going to say it.
Yeah, no, I did say that. I did.
Marnie, been good. Josh Marnie drives it to the centre wing. Nielsen, oh, they both go down. Who's holding who? It's against Nielsen. Going to
umpire Vozzo.
It's about that time of the afternoon when we start speculating on the best of field. My speculations don't seem to have done too much in the last month. I'm starting to get a bit of a complex about it all. I think there's conspiracies happening.
O'Keefe, West, Carrick, Marnie, Brad Lloyd. Oh. Who's at the fall? Fraser.
Look who's in the goal square.
Oh, lovely hand pass to Ghazi. Couldn't get around him out. Now he does around Big Solomon. Puts it to the square, but across the face, and it beats Nicholson.
Danny Del Rey, hands on hips in the goal square, but in the grandstand, the Floyd stand, built in, I think, 1952 and named after Floyd the local, I think it was William Floyd, the local Member of Parliament. Roscoe, you know all about that.
Well, it's now Ralph Willis Federal anyway.
It is.
Danny Del Rey hooks towards the square. And Mark
Ross knows all the economic rationalists in the Parliament.
Gee, he had a good last week, didn't he?
Oh, dear. Baker. I don't think you call Ralph an anyway.
Yeah, we'll worry about that later.
Yeah. Chased by Lloyd. Puts it very high. clean.
There's sweepings being good in the back half.
And Carrick will clear.
And Carrick has Big Dooley. Porter late on the scene. Did well to tap it down towards Napoli. Gets rid of Gould. Hand pass over the top to Baker, who had a fantastic first half, but wasn't sighted in the third. He goes all the way, I think, with a great goal.
Certainly was a big kick. He had Evans to the right, and he decided not to give the ball to him. He decided to go for home, Adam Baker, and you couldn't doubt his commitment, Adam Baker. He's really gone at it hard. Got the, is the black armband, I'm not sure, is that in relation to Doug Bigelow? Yes. And Adam Baker here, from well outside, I think that's outside the 50 mark. Yes, a big one. People may not have heard us earlier, but Doug Bigelow, of course, passed away and did coach Coburg to the 59 grand final, defeated by Jerry Callahan's Williamstown. And that might relate to the question that Beverly asked before the game about Williamstown and premierships in the 50s.
Solomon, the big fella, lumbers after it, so join the quiz.
Yes.
Into the quiz. Delray to Lloyd to Fraser. They're linking well, the Seagulls. Fraser steadies.
Yes, they're neat.
And kicks his 4th goal. And a good performance from the youngster today. Gary Fagan on the bench enjoyed that goal.
Yes, and the Williamstown supporters there in front of the Floyd grandstand. It was a favourite spot when you got big crowds here. Today's crowd not so big by Williamstown standards, but that was good play by Fraser. Delray around, gets it, nice handball, over to Lloyd, short handball, then Lloyd, look at that, Roscoe, Lloyd going on and doing the shepherding for his teammate. That's what Coburg have not been good at today. Just those little smothers and shepherds, and yes, I see the name Dooley on a pencil in on a bit of paper here, and I think whoever put that knows something about football, even if he hasn't played a lot of it.
Oh, Stanley from the centre of the ground. Gould heads out wide. And finds his...
I reckon even Beverly O'Connor's probably penciling Dooley into her top 3.
Oh.
Maybe we'll get Bev to call the winner.
What do you mean, even Beverly O'Connor?
Well, yes,
that
could be. That's a very unsound political statement. I was only suggesting maybe she wasn't watching the game very seriously. Anyway.
Johansson in the ruck and down to do the ground level work. And
don't ask me to elaborate.
Oh dear, what did they put in those sandwiches at half-time?
Oh, I don't know, but he's hasn't made amends at all. He's deepened the hole. He's dug for himself.
So in front of the Floyd Pavilion, up goes Dooley against Ingram. Stanley, sidestep, very close to the line. Gould with a spoil on Baker.
Good spoil, yes. Delights the Seagull supporters there on that terrace. They're always a friendly lot there when the game's tight. Give in.
So this win by Williamstown will bring them level at the moment here with 6 wins with the sides inside the 5. That's why they'll be so pleased with this victory. In goes West. And Phil, West has been solid. I'm not suggesting man of the match, but very player too, isn't he?
I think that back line has been superb. They've swept up. Huff's been very good, filling in the corridor.
Bernard Day, the Lions coach. Dooley and Ingram battle again. Weston couldn't keep it in. So
even though Alessio's kicked the 5, you know, Huff and Hoare, West and the likes, you know, they've just really cut off most of the attacking manoeuvres by Coburg, so I think they've been very good players. I think the big bloke here, Dooley, though, he's been terrific.
Wins another one towards Johansson to Josh Marnie. Oh, it's a poor kick. Weston, tempo of the game sort of slowed down considerably in this final quarter with the match virtually over. And Danny Delray, you suspect if he can really start to gather a bit of confidence in this competition, will kick an awful lot of goals this year for Williamstown. He kicks towards the centre-half forward position of the ground. Opportunity now for Carrick, who's been busy today. Carrick in towards the pocket. Ghazi wrapped up by Zeros. And we'll have a bounce 40 out from Willie's goal. Sadi Ghazi been a terrific play. Don't see too many Williamstown mouthguards in the sports shop, but he's wearing one.
Yes, I don't know if he's still got that pizza shop in Williamstown. He did have one.
Yeah, I think he has, judging by the Seagull sports sheet here. There's an advertisement for it.
18 minutes in.
I think you get a roundie with the lot, don't you? Or is it a bazza? Ross, you're a frequenter of
the chops. Chops.
The chops.
Chops Rickman were leading to Barry round. Those obscure comments. It's Weston. Danny Del Rey.
It's like another language, isn't it?
Yes, of course. Ian Rickman is the chairman of selectors. Oh, Lloyd, another possession. Good inside 50 to Nicholson. First run in this quarter. Where's Del Rey? Nicholson punts long.
Oh!
That goes Shanks, almost brought it down, and Benjamin grabs his knee, clutches his knee. It's come down awkwardly. Perhaps it's just a knock on the knee.
I think it was just a knock.
Bad.
Yes, you can even get fish and chips at Ghazi's Takeaway at Ferguson Street, Williamstown.
That'll
do. Nice little place.
Shanks out of the pack and just hooks it.
You wonder how far Williamstown would go. Ross, you know, they look fairly smooth, don't they? They've got a good ruckman. I suppose injuries would be a bit of a problem. Their seconds went all right today.
Yes, I think on the present time, Sandy, Willie and Coburg look like fighting out that fifth position on today's performance. Willie would look the better. Sandy weren't so good last week. Perhaps they'll improve tomorrow.
Willie got very close to Frankston, and even though they lost that game, Frankston kicked inaccurately. It's a pretty good guide.
Yep. And down there at Williamstown, it was, and you know, Del Rey can really get into top. And there's Bernie Dunn. Be disappointed today with the way things have gone.
Salvador's out for them, broken leg. How long, Phil?
About 6 weeks, I think, Rob.
Well, that doesn't help.
No, it does not. No, he's a key midfielder. You know, we saw him in that Werribee game, didn't we? He played a bottler when they bowled over Werribee in time on. And there's the man who's been one of the keys for Williamstown, Paul Dooley, really going on in leaps and bounds.
And if by chance he's named best of field, you might see Ross Booth on a step ladder to try and interview him. He's a very tall lad, isn't he? He's 6'6", and here's Johansson, who's kicked the goal, and that just is the icing on the cake.
Well, Steve Johansson has really played or produced some little sparkling bits of play today. I was going to say some vignettes. There he is. There, a little dasher.
He's had 7 shots at goal.
Yes, well, look, over the years, Rob, you mightn't have seen him when he played way back in '90 when he was in the premiership side. He was a real dasher. You know, he would split the midfield with great runs, and he was nippy around goal. And he's kicked some beauties today, and he's set up some lovely opportunities too.
So back in the centre of the ground, Porter and Dooley, as they have done for most of the afternoon in the ruck contest. Carrick's wheels around well. He's been a good player today too, Carrick. And he directs traffic across to this side of the ground where Lloyd has been terrific, takes a good mark. Will he take on Weston? He does. Lets himself down there with a poor kick, but it still might work for them as Del Rey's trying to do some fancy work there. Little clash of bodies. Pastore rides it well. West deserves a goal because he's been terrific. They're fiddling around here. It's starting to play with a bit of arrogance, Williamstown, and O'Keefe has taken the mark. I don't know whether he's smiling or grimacing there. The kids getting involved, a little moment of glory. Something about 15 minutes of fame was once mentioned.
They're waiting for Ross Booth to come down so they can stand behind him.
And Phil O'Keefe has had a quiet afternoon in what is turning out to be a very comprehensive Williamstown victory, and Phil Cleary trying to get close to the monitor to read the emblem on the tattoo. O'Keefe, kick will drop short. High leapers there, no one could take the grab. Plenty of fists. Zeros, that's a throw. Dooley, oh, he did well, the big fella. He's still going. Here's Johansson for number 4. 3 goals, 5 for the wispy little rover.
He's a little dazzler.
Aubrey at half-back. Now Napoli trying to get space for a hand pass. Kicks towards Pastore, who's in the better position. Back to Carrick. In front of Ghazi. Serini in the way. Stanley had to be quick. Ingram's been a good player. Good running from Weston. Carrick missed him. Weston, oh, good smother by Dooley. Fraser to Dooley. Dooley with a good hand pass to Carrick. Out to Lloyd. Been good through the midfield. Shanks running with him and Fraser. Lloyd and advantage as Baker infringes against Shanks. Lloyd finds Delray push. He didn't fall over, so no 50. Well, that was like a training drill coming down the ground.
Early Weston there in the middle of the ground, kicking the ball into the player. It's just a comedy, really, wasn't it? Very ordinary.
Had 6 goals in the quarter, 4 to the Town and 2 to Coburg. Delray kicking for number 5.
Doesn't miss those, Roscoe.
Well, they've shared them around. Delray's got 5, Nielsen 4, Fraser 4, and Johansson 3. What do you
Yes.
list?
Well, Nielsen is a good foil for Delray.